Now encircled and before us. Through you, Representative Dunnigan.
Thank you. I move to adopt second substitute Senate Bill 258.
Thank you, Representative. The motion before us is that we adopt second substitute. Would you like to speak to that motion?
Yes, the bill itself provides for a preliminary municipality. The substitute says if that municipality doesn't come to be within 4 years, it's dissolved and goes back to the county.
Thank you, Representative. Discussion to the motion to adopt second substitute. Representative Kyle on the motion to adopt second substitute.
Yes, will the sponsor yield?
Representative Dunnigan, will you yield?
Yes.
Yes.
I just wonder if this substitute will affect any ongoing incorporation efforts.
No. And to add to that, this is the good annexation bill. This is not, I'm sorry, I was supposed to say that to begin with. This is the good annexation bill. This is not the bad, or not annexation bill, incorporation bill, not the bad incorporation bill. That's still to come.
Thank you.
Thank you, Representative Dunnigan. Representative Kyle. Seeing no more lights, we'll go ahead and place the motion. The motion before us is that we adopt second substitute SB 58. All in favor say aye. Any opposed? Rule that motion passes. Back to you, Representative Dunnigan, for presentation.
Thank you. So I need to reiterate that. So many of you have received emails about an incorporation change for a town. That is Senate Bill 252. Bad. That's bad. It's my bill, still bad. So this is Senate Bill 258. It's a good bill. And if we can keep those separate. Okay, this bill addresses a major need in rural Utah for additional housing. So it allows the creation of a preliminary municipality. So it's only available in classes of counties 3 to 6. They cannot be contiguous to an existing municipality. The LG office has to perform a feasibility study just like any other incorporation. And they cannot levy any taxes or receive any taxes, sales tax or gas tax or discretionary tax levies. They must assume all the repair and maintenance costs of any county roads inside this new preliminary municipality and also within half a mile of it. And there's a sunset review. So picture in rural Utah, you have a piece of land and somebody wants to develop it and to build housing on it, and it's not next to a municipality. This would allow them a period of time to create a preliminary township. They can start going forward. They can do the zoning. They have to bond or put up collateral for 100% of the infrastructure costs up front. Again, they cannot levy taxes. They cannot receive taxes. So this is only going to be for special circumstances. And they have to, as I said, pay for all the repair of the existing county roads. They have to include 10% of the project of housing has to be affordable housing, which will help some of the rural areas. They cannot have more than 3 landowners. And to begin with, the developer, the landowner, I should say, serves as a board chair like a mayor. And they have 3 board members, which is like city council members. And once they hit the town requirement of 100 residents, then they have to convert to a town and elect a mayor and elect a city council. This just lets them get started, put in some housing, go ahead with the zoning, go ahead with the development, and then the county will provide the services to the preliminary municipality. Again, after 4 years, if they haven't hit that 100-person threshold and become a real town, then they dissolve and go back to the county. And with that, I'm open to questions, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Representative Dunnigan. Discussion to the bill. Representative Cutler.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Will the sponsor yield to a series of questions?
Representative Dunnigan, will you yield to a series of questions?
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Giving land use authority in the form of this and creating a new type of political subdivision, a preliminary municipality, is a significant policy decision, especially giving this land use authority to unelected officials. Could you speak to the limits on the land use authority that would be granted under this bill?
Sure. They have the zoning authority, so it's their land, it's their town or preliminary town. So years ago, the threshold to create a town was, I don't know, only a few hundred people. And we had people creating towns, or only a few people, I should say. So we had people or entities creating towns, and they never had the ability to afford the municipal type services. So we set it at 100, but that's not a magic number. That could be lower. And so what this allows them to start out lower to see if they can become a town. They have to do the feasibility study. One thing of importance, they do not have eminent domain authority. There's no eminent domain authority. Again, they cannot levy, collect, or receive taxes. So there's no really financial incentive other than they want to build housing, and this will give them an opportunity to do that.
Thank you. If I may follow up.
Representative, yes, you asked for a series of questions, Representative Keller. That's okay.
Could the sponsor speak to, in the unlikely, I appreciate the and value that they'll have to bond for infrastructure up front. In the unlikely event that the development is not successful, how does this get unwound? For example, if there's a bankruptcy or if there are other financial problems during a development?
Okay, so thank you for the question, Mr. Speaker. So the developer has to put up front the entire amount of money or bond to cover all of the infrastructure. If they get started and it goes bankrupt, all that protection is still there. It reverts back to the county, but the county's got all that money to go ahead and do it.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Representative Keller. Further discussion to the bill, Representative Lund.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise in support of this bill. This is a good bill as you look at it. In these rural counties, we do everything we can to convince people to either build within city limits so that they can enjoy the benefits and the utilities within a city or a town. But very often we're not sure how to build a new town or how to start a new little area that could actually be incorporated. This bill gives us a runway as rural county commissioners. This will help them and the planning and zoning. This would help them and give them a runway on how to actually help with the preliminary municipality. And I urge our support of this bill. Thank you.
Thank you, Representative Lund. Back to you, Representative Dunnigan, for summation.
So this is another tool. We're working on housing issues and affordability. This is another tool that can, and I believe will, help rural Utah. And I like the part in there that it's got 10% affordable housing. That means some of the workers, then the community, they'll be able to afford housing. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Representative Dunnigan. Voting will now be open on second substitute SB 258, Municipal Incorporation Amendments. Seeing all present having voted, voting is... You good? Seeing all present having voted, voting is closed. Second substitute, SB 258, passes this body with 71 yes votes, 1 no vote, and will be sent to the Senate for further consideration. Madam Reading Clerk.
First substitute, Senate Bill 270.